The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and fear. My 6-year-old son, Noah, lay on the narrow ER bed with an oxygen tube resting under his nose, his small chest rising in uneven rhythms. The monitor beside him beeped in soft, relentless intervals that made my heart pound and sink. "Daddy?" he whispered. "I'm here," I said, squeezing his hand. "I'm not going anywhere." That's when my phone buzzed. I almost ignored it, but the screen lit up with my wife's name, Camilla. I stepped a few feet away, near the curtain, and opened the message. "I'm moving to Austin with him. I took all our savings. Don't try to stop me." For a second, I genuinely thought I was hallucinating from lack of sleep. I read it again. Austin, him, savings. My mind scrambled to make sense of it. Noah was in the ER with me, so who was him? Then it hit me. Not our son. Him, Ethan, her coworker, the one she insisted was just a friend. I felt the blood drain from my face. Another message came through. "I can't live like this anymore. You're always at work. I need something different. We're leaving tonight." "We." The word echoed. I walked back to Noah's bedside, forcing my expression to steady. His eyelids fluttered. "Is Mommy coming?" he asked weakly. "Not tonight, buddy," I said carefully. "She has something to take care of." I stepped out into the hallway and called her. It rang twice. She answered on the third. "What?" she said, flat. "What are you talking about?" I asked, keeping my voice low. "Noah is in the ER." "I know." The coldness in her tone stunned me more than the text had. "You know?" I repeated. "Yes, you texted earlier. He'll be fine. It's just asthma." "Just asthma?" I felt my control slipping. "He couldn't breathe, Camilla." A pause. "I can't do this anymore, Daniel." "Do what? Be a mother? That's not fair. Neither is this." She exhaled sharply. "I've been unhappy for years. You're married to your job. I feel invisible. And your solution is to empty our bank account and run off with Ethan?" Silence. "So it is him," I said. "I deserve to feel alive," she replied quietly. "And Noah?" My voice cracked despite myself. "What does he deserve?" "He deserves parents who aren't miserable." "So you're abandoning him in a hospital bed?" "I'm not abandoning him," she snapped. "You're his father. You'll take care of him. You always do." The truth in that stung. "I'll send for him once I'm settled," she added. "Send for him?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You think you can just relocate his life like he's luggage?" "I have rights too. You emptied our savings. I needed security. You stole from us." She didn't deny it. "I'll pay you back," she said, but even she didn't sound convinced. I looked through the small window in the door at Noah, curled up under a thin hospital blanket. "You're really leaving," I said, more to myself than to her. "Yes." "For him." "For me," she corrected. The line went dead. I stood there, phone in hand, the fluorescent lights buzzing above me. 15 years of marriage reduced to a 2-sentence text and a drained bank account. I checked the banking app. 0. Every dollar we'd saved for emergencies, for college, for life, gone. The nurse approached gently. "Mr. Reyes, the doctor will be in shortly." "Thank you," I managed. Inside the room, I sat back down and brushed Noah's hair away from his forehead. "Daddy?" "Yeah? Are you sad?" Kids always know. "I'm just tired," I said. He studied me for a moment, then nodded, as if accepting that answer. The doctor confirmed what we suspected: severe asthma attack triggered by a seasonal allergy spike. He'd need monitoring overnight, but was stable. Stable. I clung to that word. While Noah slept, I called the bank, reported the withdrawal, asked about options. The representative spoke in the careful, sympathetic tone reserved for people who have just realized their life is unraveling. Because Camilla was a joint account holder, there was little they could do. "It's a civil matter," the woman said. Of course it was. Around 3 a.m., my phone buzzed again. A photo. Camilla at the airport, Ethan's arm around her waist, boarding passes visible in the background. Caption: "I hope someday you understand." I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it. The next morning, when Noah was discharged, he clutched my hand as we walked to the car. "Can we get pancakes?" he asked. "Sure," I said. Life doesn't pause for betrayal. At the diner, he dipped his pancake into syrup and grinned like nothing in the world had shifted. "Mommy would like this place," he said. I swallowed hard. Yeah, she would. Later that afternoon, I called a lawyer. By evening, I had printed copies of the bank statements and her messages. By nightfall, something inside me had changed. Not anger, not revenge, clarity. She didn't just leave me, she left him. Days passed. She didn't call Noah, not once. She sent me one message. "Have you told him?" I replied. "He knows you're gone." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. No follow-up. A week later, I received notice that she had signed a lease in Austin. The lawyer confirmed what I already suspected. Taking all marital funds and abandoning the child during a medical emergency would not look good in court. "You want full custody?" he asked. I thought of Noah's small hand gripping mine in the ER. "Yes," I said. Court moved faster than I expected. Camilla appeared via video for the initial hearing. She looked different, lighter, almost defiant. "I needed a fresh start," she told the judge. My husband was emotionally absent. "And your son?" the judge asked calmly. A flicker of discomfort crossed her face. "I assumed Daniel would care for him temporarily." Temporarily. The word sealed it. Weeks later, I was granted primary custody, with her receiving supervised visitation until further evaluation. The savings would take time to recover. Trust? Probably never. One night, as I tucked Noah into bed, he looked up at me. "Is Mommy coming back?" I knelt beside him. "I don't know," I answered honestly. "But I'm not going anywhere." He wrapped his arms around my neck. "You stayed," he whispered. And in that moment, I understood something Camilla never did. Love isn't about feeling alive. It's about showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when the hospital lights are too bright and the future feels uncertain. Weeks later, she sent one last text. "I didn't think you'd fight this hard." I looked at Noah playing in the living room, laughing at a cartoon. Then I typed back, "You left. I stayed." And this time, I didn't wait for a reply.